Hello and welcome back to another episode of Cosmic Girly Cello Chronicles. I am your host, JM. Thank you so much for joining me today. And today I want to chat with you about the worst gig I ever did on cello and what I learned. Because wow, I want to be clear, before I even get started, it actually took me some time to think, what is the worst gig that I've ever done? And I had to think really, really far back for this one, like way back, way before the timeout that I had, like the 10, 12-year timeout that I took. This one was way back, and it was, I'm not going to lie, it was a little bit of a nightmare gig because I hadn't checked loads of info, I hadn't got my boundaries in place. And I just wasn't in control of what I was there for, and basically everyone else ran the show to an extent. But anyway, right, okay. So, worst gig I ever played, and there's a lot that I don't remember about this, but there are some things that I absolutely do remember and probably will never forget. I was invited to go and play for it was almost like a little folk festival thing in the custard factory in Digbeth in Birmingham. And I was told, it will be about 2 to 3 hours, and there's an artist there who'd really love to perform with you. He's heard you play for other stuff. He's really excited. You can rock up for a rehearsal at like 6 p.m, and then you'll probably be on stage for about 7, and you'll be done by 9, and it's all good. And was there even payment? I can't remember. I think it was something like, you'll be paid like £50 plus travel. I remember thinking, yay, okay, cool, yay, that's easy, yeah, 3 hours maybe, and then, £50, and I get travel as well, yeah, cool. I mean, it was hilarious because I did not live far from Birmingham city centre, but anyway, it was fine. I was a noob and I was learning, but it was fine. So in my organised nature, I remember rocking up about 5:30, ready to go and do this rehearsal, and the place was dead. It was completely empty. And I remember looking for this guy and being like, okay, it's fine. I mean, it's still early. 5:30 is early. We're not going to rehearse till 6. And it's just a quick rehearsal, and it's just, jamming. It's fine. It'd be fine. It'd be absolutely fine. Actually, maybe that should be my first clue. It's just jamming, just improv. It's just jamming. I've seen you improv before, so you'll be fine. I'm like, okay, wicked. And then, there was no sign. 6:30. So it's an hour now. 6:30. Still no sign. Still no sign of this guy. And there's people kind of drifting in, and nobody's really answering it. So I'm like, have you seen this guy? I'm not going to give names. Have you seen this guy? And everyone's like, I'm sure he'll be along later. I'm like, okay, later? We're due to start at like 7, and we should have had a run through at 6. And everyone's like, no, you'll be fine. Anyway, we're going to go off and do this thing. And then I was like, right, okay, so nobody knows where this artist is. His name's on the posters, so obviously he's coming, I would guess. He's not told anyone he's not coming. I haven't had a run through. I don't know what I'm playing. All right, cool. It's fine because it's just improv and I can do that. It's fine. The guy arrives at 8:00. Oh my God, I was so stressed. I remember being so stressed. The guy arrives at 8:00. And he's like, hey, yeah, cool. So you ready to play? And I was like, well, yeah, I guess. And he said, cool, we start playing at 10. You said be here for 6, mate. And he was like, yeah, well, that's just when the place opened, but glad you got here on time. And I think I remember being in such shock. I don't think I actually responded, because he literally confirmed that, yes, he'd wanted me there for 6 to start playing for 7. He arrives at like 8, and then we're not playing till 10. And I'm just thinking, okay, well then, what? Loads and loads of other people, like other artists, were on and off the stage. I mean, it was a shambles. It wasn't really It wasn't like a big stage. It was kind of like a mini auditorium. Think like a little mini theatre auditorium. And lots of other musicians literally just kind of think like a slam poetry event where people just kind of go on stage and do their thing. It could last 30 seconds. It could last 3 days. You just don't know. But it's musicians. So I'm like, all right, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to keep going because it's that classic line. It's a good opportunity. It's a good opportunity. You know, it's good experience. Experience doesn't pay for food on my table, but okay. So I'm like, no, it's fine. I'm gonna do this. 10 o'clock comes and goes. We finally start playing at 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. You would think I'd have gone home by this point, but no. Because, of course, the last thing that I want is for anyone to think, well, this person's a flake or this person's useless. Like, you ask them to come and then they just walk out and don't even play. I remember thinking there was so much stacked on me in that moment that it would just be really, really rude to just walk out. And this is just true testament to how much I have learned since then with regards to my own boundaries and my own self-respect. And recognising how to run a business. I mean, this was way before I even started to run a business properly. Way before. But wow, dude, really? It's like, I think we made it to, I think I played for about 45 minutes. We started at, it was 10. We started about 11-ish. We played for about 45 minutes. And most of that time I wasn't even playing because I think a lot of it, he was just talking. And then every so often he'd pick up his guitar and start playing. And then the drummer would just be like, okay, I'm going to play too. And then they'd look over at me like, okay, you need to be playing now. Oh, okay, all right, I'll just play. And I just ended up just playing some long, slow notes because there was no structure to the music. And then, 11:45, it was done. And they were like, okay, thanks. And that was it. And then as I walked out, someone put a bunch of £5 notes in my hand, which equated to £50, and it was over. And I think as I look back on all of the events that I have done, I don't know, I couldn't count how many events I have done because that would just blow my mind. I think it's safe to say that that is one of the worst events I have ever done. To arrive at 6 o'clock, to arrive at 5:30, to start playing for 6 and not actually start playing until 11 and then play for 45 minutes, but not even play for 45 minutes and then get paid 50 quid. And I know I didn't get any expenses and no, I didn't get any food either. And that was basically it. Lessons were learned. Like every gig that I do now is contracted for a start. I will have people sign contracts. And if I'm not having people sign contracts, I expect them to send me a contract to which I will sign because hello, contracts. I make sure everything is down in writing without question. Honestly, it's amazing what you can learn when you're a kid. How old even was I? I must have been very, very early 20s. Very, very, very early 20s. Absolutely wet behind the ears. But wow, yeah, it was an experience to say the least. And I look back on it with fondness because I really was so eager to please. I was so keen to be seen by other people and be recognised that I can honestly say, I threw my integrity in the bin, into the sea, and then, that was that done with. But it was an experience. And you know what? I live a life with no regrets. And I'm really glad I had that experience because it taught me so much. And it's the sort of thing that I will teach to other cellists, other musicians who look to get in the business. So when I'm coaching them as a music coach, and they're like, Jay, I'm ready to go professional, and I'm like, okay, so first thing you can learn is boundaries because so important. It's so important to have those boundaries. But that was a real steep learning curve. But I'm really, really glad, weirdly, I'm really, really glad it happened. If you are a musician, if you listening are a musician, I would love to know, please do share with me. I would love to know what is the worst gig you've ever played. I would really, really love to know. Do let me know in the comments, please, because honestly, so enlightening what we can learn from that experience. Anyway, thank you so much for listening today. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do give me a like or a thumbs up. And if you've really enjoyed it, please do remember to share it and subscribe. It really does help my little channel grow. If you can leave a review, depending on where you're listening, whether it's Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Amazon or YouTube or whatever, please do leave a like or a review or a subscription. All of those are really appreciated. I hope you have an amazing day wherever you are listening, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.